Hey, what's happening, guys? It's Joku. Wanted to go ahead and take a look at our rookie class tonight and just kind of break them down real quick. I started talking to a few people at work today, and we were going back and forth about how these rookies coming out this season aren't going to really make the impact that everybody's expecting them to make, and that I needed to tone it down a little bit as far as my show went, as far as jacking these guys up, because it's going to give everybody a bunch of false optimism out there, and that's really not what I'm trying to do. I just see a lot of really great things coming out of these kids, so I wanted to put it out there and just kind of get your guys' thoughts about it. So we're going to break them down, go through them one by one. We're not going to spend a bunch of time on them, but I just want to get your guys' opinions on them, see what you guys are thinking about it. Diego, what's up, dude? FYI, there's a typo in your thumbnail. You probably meant to put expect. Yep, yeah, there you go. Yep. Nobody's perfect, Diego. I do the best I can. Anthony, what's happening, dude? Tony, welcome to the show. Pizza, what's going on, man? So let's go ahead and jump into it. We'll jump at Ruggs, our 12th pick overall. If Ruggs goes out there, he makes 4 catches a game for 16 games. It'll be like 64 catches. If he made it for 10 yards a carry, I mean, that's 640 yards. I still put him in that probably 7 touchdown range. If he goes out there and catches 5 balls a game, it'll be, what is that, 80 catches a game, or 80 catches for the season. 10-yard average would put him at like 800 yards. I know a lot of people are expecting him to go out there and be our number 1 receiver and get over 1,000 yards. It's very possible. I'm not going to take anything away from that kid. Anything is possible when it comes to Ruggs. My main concern is Gruden and Carr as far as getting that ball out to Ruggs to give him those opportunities to get the 4 to 6 catches a game that your number 1 and number 2 receivers need to get out there to keep your offensive flowing. And it seems like in the past, Gruden's offense hasn't really been geared towards our outside wide receivers. And maybe that's just because we haven't had the guys sitting out there that we needed. Or maybe it's just because that's Gruden's style, is just get to the outside when you have to open the field up. But it really doesn't work like that. You have to constantly be going to these guys. If you have Ty Williams on one side, you have Ruggs on the other. I know a lot of people are like, man, when we had Cooper and Crabtree out there, Cooper's rookie season would not have been what it was if it wasn't for Crabtree going out there and just tearing it off and just having a season like he hadn't had in years before that, and showing up and just really clicking with Carr, because him and Carr had that chemistry. Carr and Ty Williams do not seem to have that same kind of chemistry. Maybe he can get that with Ruggs, but coming in there in a rookie season and saying that rookie's going to be our number 1 dude out there, I hope he is. I still think Ty's going to be our number 1. But if Ty can be that guy that draw that double coverage and then leave Ruggs out there kind of on an island with a corner, then we will. We'll exploit that. We will exploit that all season long, especially if they're trying to cheat up to stop Jacobs, because we're running these bigger sets out there. That could be huge for us. So I'm not going to tamper that down at all. I think Ruggs could go out there and just have a crazy, crazy good season. But at the same time, you kind of have to expect that there's a chance Ruggs goes out there and just gets 64 catches this season and gets about 4 catches a game. And, I mean, he's going to rip a few off, so I still put him around that 700 or 800 yard mark out there. And I'm saying that he ends up getting probably 7 or 8 touchdowns. That would be my best guess for Ruggs out there. As far as his ceiling goes, I mean, the dude could be a 1,000-yard wide receiver and just go out there and light teams up. So it's going to come down to his chemistry. It's going to come down to how it looks. So let me know what you think about Ruggs, man, because I'm not going to put him too damn high just because I don't want it to blow up in my face on the back end. People are overly confident in these rookies. Y'all remember Keelan Doss? That's what I'm saying, dude. That's what I'm saying, stumbling. Hey, what's up, Joke? Oh, Robert, what's going on, man? Mark, welcome to the show. This year's team with the most seasons depth. Well, yes, dude, we do have a lot more depth. I will give you that. But a lot of our depth is still incredibly young out there. I bought tickets to the preseason game against the Cardinals, Allegiant Stadium opening night. Anthony, that is huge, dude. Take a ton of pictures, dude. Let me see that. What's up? Can't wait to see our rookies. Nick, welcome to the show, dude. Gabe and Rodney had the same birthday. It's today. I did see that. I wish them both a happy birthday out on Facebook. Salvatore, what's going on, dude? Welcome to the show. Gorb, the team has been together longest, will be the better team. Going into a season like this, Gorb, oh, I'm glad you made it out, by the way. I do always love your input, but you're right, man. It's going to be the teams that have that chemistry that have already been gelling. That's why I like these little practices that we're pulling off. I like the way that we're doing it right now, but we got to keep working. We got to get this whole team together is what has to happen. And camp's coming up quick. It's looking like camp's going to go off without a hitch, so I'm hoping everything stays true to that. Crabtree was balling. I thought Carr and Tyrell were clicking, though. Ty had 4 TDs in the first 4 games before his feet started getting jacked up. Anthony, you're right. And if they can keep that going, that's going to be what frees up a guy like Ruggs. But if they cannot keep that going or his foot injury comes back, you're going to see Ruggs take a step back, dude, and it's going to suck to see. Ricardo, what's up, man? I would be content with 4 to 5 catches a game. And that's what I'm saying. If he hits that 4 to 5 catch mark, then he's going to be at that 60 to 80 catches for the season, and it's going to be right around that 800, 900 yard mark. And that's a great rookie season for a wide receiver, like a great rookie season, which would give you a lot of hope at that point. Williams ain't getting a double. Waller's going to get the double before Ty. Waller is going to have to get open for everybody. It will be yes, dude, that is it. Our number 1 receiver last year was our tight end. You have to remember that. Season before that, it was a tight end. So, I mean, Carr loves his tight ends. He needs to get that ball on the outside. Numbers, what's going on, dude? That means we finally have depth. Share the rock. Yes, spread it around. That's another thing. We're going to be spreading it around a ton out there. So, he might not just get the ball just based upon that. Just kind of getting everybody up to speed. Getting everybody worked in. Shrek, what's happening, dude? Kirby, what's going on? Raiders Al, what's up, dude? I'm glad you made it out. Here's Johnny. What's up, Johnny? How are you, man? Salvador, what city you live in, Joku? Going to any games? I'm out in Atlanta. I do have tickets to the Atlanta game. I'm truly hoping they let the fans in out there because I really, really want to go to that game. All right, let's keep pushing forward there. Then we'll jump into Arnette. Arnette, I understand why we took him where we did because that cornerback board was getting incredibly slim. Him and Okudah have still been talking on Twitter, talking about moving forward. Those guys in college were 2 lockdown corners on the same team. And I'm telling you, to me, it was apples and oranges as far as grabbing one of them. I'm not going to say I'd rather have Okudah because I really like Arnette's play style. But I'm really curious to see what he comes in and does. I don't know if he's going to win that starting job. It's a lot easier. I'm not going to say easier, but it seems easier on the defensive side as far as picking up Gunther's defense as opposed to Gruden's offense and getting in there and getting play time. I still don't think he'll be a starter, but I think you're going to see him in the rotation right off the bat. I don't think there'll be too much hesitation on him. And I think he will end up working into that starting role probably by the end of the season, but I don't see him starting off as a starter. But I want to know what you guys think about him because I truly like his play style. I really like where he's coming from on the field. And the dude can go out there and play a few different positions in that defense for us as far as filling that nickel spot or playing the outside, or I'm not going to say he's going to drop into that safety spot, but you might see him like covering the high right side of the field if we get like a big umbrella dime package out there. So there's a lot that he could do for us. I do like Arnette, but I do want to know what you guys think about that. Do you think he'll be the starter? I still want to see Isaiah Johnson start. A lot of you guys are saying Prince is going to start. But, I mean, there's a lot of depth at that cornerback spot, man, and I am loving that. So let me know what you think about him. PFF tweeted out starting today, Rodney Hudson has allowed less pressure since joining the Raiders than the years he has held. He's allowed 30 pressures and he's 31. How much longer you see? Oh, dude, I don't see him. Barring injury, I don't see Hudson taking a step back. That dude's one of the best centers in the game right now. Him playing for us? No, Carr loves him. They have great chemistry as long as the price is right. And I really think we'll actually pay a little bit for him. I don't see him going anywhere soon at all. I don't think Ruggs has to be our number 1 wideout if he can produce and the rest of the wideouts can produce and open it up. We'll have a good year. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. 50 or 60 balls each. If Ty gets about 60, Ruggs gets about 60, Bowden slots out there and gets about 40, 45. There's a lot you could do with that. Renfro's still going to get his, and then you still have to get the ball over to Waller. Plus, you have Foster out there, dude. There's so many people we have to spread this ball around to, and it's not really just a matter of got to keep the players happy. I don't think it's any of that. I think it's just a matter of keeping defenses from being able to key on one thing that you're doing, like they did to us last season, which just killed us out there. Just truly, truly killed us. And if they get those numbers and you're telling me they can't cover the wide, Ronald, that's it, dude. I can't wait to see some plays where Carr tosses or throws to Bowden, and then Bowden will be able to make a decision to run or throw, get 3 or 4 different route setups from that play. You really could, and I really want to see Bowden to Ruggs deep just once. I don't care what happens. French age doesn't bother anyone. Nick, what's happening, dude? Welcome to the show. It bothers me. It bothers me a tremendous amount. But I think he's one of the best or he's one of the better press corners in football. As long as he's allowed to play his style and be right up on the line and get his hands on somebody, I think, one, it'll help our net tremendously seeing how it plays, seeing the moves that these guys make off the line to get away from that. And it'll be able to help him really adjust to it. That's why I could see him moving in and taking over that starting role, having Prince as your depth guy, being the guy that comes in the rotation out there. But we still got some other good corners out there, man. Pro Focus said that Prince was the most underrated signing, has him ranked 5th in the league last year. That's what I'm saying, dude, because when Prince was on and he was playing his style, he was damn good. And he's not shy about it. He came out in a few interviews and was like, I'm one of the best press corners in football. I agree with that. I do not argue with him in that situation. That's why I really think you're going to see him go out there and be our guy. Hudson is the best in the game, period. Yes. RJ, welcome to the show, dude. Have you watched the franchise guy on the Raiders? He broke down to the scary truth from a non-biased. It made too much sense. I'll have to check that out. I have not seen that yet. Our secondary is very young and unproven, but it's deep. It is young and unproven. It is deep, but they have to go out there. I think with the added pass rush that we'll have and the linebacker help, I think you'll see a big difference with them out there. Where are we having football this year, COVID and all? I really think baseball is going to play a big part of it, seeing how this season ends up going off for those guys. I still think it can happen, man. I know there's been some talks about like having a mask around the face mask itself. I saw some talks about that. I know some of the players were saying that they weren't going to wear a mask like underneath their helmet just because it would restrict their breathing. That I totally agree with. That would suck completely. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. They're going to have to do something, but I still think it's going to happen. Something in my gut tells me it's going to happen. One, Ruggs is the GOAT. Two, what are your thoughts on Warzone? I did not like Warzone at all. I did not enjoy it. I played it once or twice, and then I put that up for the rest of my life. No more excuses for DC. He has all the weapons now. He does. And if Carr can go out there and use these weapons in Gruden's offense, I'm telling you right now, man, I got some serious doubts about Gruden and Carr working together. I truly do. I need to see it. We get to say Bierkowski again. Oh, I still miss Seabass. How's Carlson looking, Joku? Carlson's going to be fighting for that job, dude. I'm telling you, that rookie that we brought in out there, that kid is a damn good kicker. I'm curious to see if Carlson can hold down that job out there. I'm excited to see Edwards get some snaps. He looks good on Sunjoku's Twitter. He plays a lot like DK Metcalf. Man, if he can be half of what DK Metcalf is, I would love that. All right, so let's jump into Lynn Bowden real quick. He's the Joker, the big Joker out there. I have no idea what we're going to do with him yet. I truly don't. We've talked about him being in the motion. We talked about him in the backfield. We talked about him taking snaps. Until we actually see what Gruden's going to do with Bowden, there is no telling what this kid's going to end up being or going to end up doing for us. I do think he's going to be a pretty big part of this offense this next season. I think you're going to see him worked in as early as game one. I think you're going to see like one or two plays where he comes out there. I do not see him breaking off anything huge in those first couple weeks. I think it's going to be a lot of just him learning the system, getting in there, figuring out exactly what he's going to do. I do not want to see any of those plays that we had where like Carr would pitch to Josh Jacobs and the ball would just go sailing off into the other team's hands or just roll on the ground and everybody just stood there looking at each other for a second while the defense picked up the ball. So it's a real possibility. That's the kind of stuff that I'm worried about. That's what we're going to have to watch out with Bowden out there. But I mean, he's the Joker. So let's see what happens with him, dude, because I want to know what you guys think. Do you think he's going to end up, let me just say this, do you think he'll have more receiving yards or rushing yards for this season? Because if I had to pick right now, I would give him more receiving yards than rushing yards. And I want to say that he's going to have 100 yards passing. Nothing crazy, just 100 yards in passing. I think that's fair. DC should be the top 10 quarterback this year. I don't doubt that. I really think he will be a top 10 quarterback this year. He's been pretty close the past few years, and I think he should be able to set it off. How much do you trust our new safety, Randall? Will he be able to hold off Harris as long as the other safeties on our roster? I personally would say yes, Anthony. I like Randall. I like Randall as far as being a true safety, not playing that nickel spot. He's terrible in that nickel spot. But I really think him and Abram back there, I think they can lock down that safety position for us. We'll still have Harris rotating in back there. And and we'll still have Heath rotating in back there. But I think predominantly you're going to see Abram and Heath back there, or Abram and Randall back there. So I like that, dude. I'll take that all day. I meant to say Hoku's Twitter, my bad. Yeah, I was wondering, dude. I was like, Hoku, he's that dude that's on Raider Cody's show all the time, I think. That dude's actually pretty cool. That dude knows his stuff. He's got some inside information out there, too. We finally got to watch you live. RJ, dude, I'm glad you were able to make it out, man. Love this channel. What's up, Raider Nation? Nick, dude, I appreciate you guys always checking it out. Andrew, welcome to the show, man. Glad you can catch it live, too, dude. I love having y'all out here. I love DC, but I truly believe that this is his make or break year with all these weapons at his disposal. And I do too, RJ. And my biggest fear is that we pull the trigger on getting Carr out of this offense too soon to put Mariota in there. And maybe this would be what Mariota needed to restart his little thing and just kind of pick everything back up. I just truly don't see it happening. I think Carr could run this offense to a T. I think Mariota's going to take at least a year before he fully even kind of starts to comprehend Gruden's offense out there. I think Carr is in it. I think this is Carr's season. I think he's going to be able to make the adjustments he needs to make at the line, and I think he's going to shred some teams, dude. I truly, truly do. As much as I love this offense, the defense is what I'm looking forward to the most. Ricardo, dude, I am right there with you. I get too damn excited when I start talking about this defense. This defense, it's nothing more than if this defense can gel, we're going to beat the hell out of some teams if these defense gels like the way I think it's going to. So I'm super pumped about our defense. Carr threw 4,000 yards under Gruden for the last 2 years. Yes, he has, and he's gotten progressively better in every statistical category for the past 2 years. And when you're in a rebuild and you get into year 3, that is the year that everything clicks, especially if you've had a consistent quarterback that entire time. So, dude, I'm telling you, dude, this year is gonna be awesome. I truly hope this does not get screwed up. Bowden's going to win us a lot of games. RJ, I hope you are right, dude. I really hope that dude comes out there and just answers every question I have about him. I don't even have doubts about him. I just want to see it. Let's get Clowney. He wants to be a Raider. I saw something earlier that said Clowney is going to make his decision mid next week, and it's coming down to either us or Seattle. He's either going to re-sign with Seattle or he's coming to the Raiders. Don't know if he's using the Raiders right now as just kind of bait out on Twitter to kind of get Seattle to bump up the price a little bit. But I don't know, man. From everything I've been reading and everything I've been seeing, I'm not going to try to get everybody all jacked up. But there's a serious shot that we can go out there and lock him down in this. I think it'll be more than a 1-year deal out there. I think we'll probably extend it out to 2, and he'll get a little bit more money on the back end of it, but he'll get his initial money up front, which will be pretty close to Seattle money because the tax break, and he'll take a little bit of a loss up front to make a big second half. And I will take that. If I could get Clowney locked down for 2 seasons, I will take that all damn day. I see Bowden like a fast Reese. Dude, I loved Reese, but I'm truly hoping that Bowden's hands are better than that. I think Bowden, I don't know if I could see him in a lot of those two-back sets out there. I don't see us honestly getting into a Wildcat that often with this team, but there's no telling what we do. But man, dude, I still miss Reese. I love that kid. Lynn Bowden Jr. doesn't have a lot of experience with blocking, which I'm sure he'll be ready for, but it worries me that the teams have an idea the ball's going. Yes, dude, that's what I'm saying. That's the one thing that drives me nuts. And I do not want to get back into where our personnel dictates exactly what we're going to do on the field. It drives me insane, dude. It drives me insane. I like the Reese comment. I think we all have a spot for Reese out there. I truly want to see Carr break out. Oh, God, dude. If Carr does not pass for over 300 yards in the first 4 weeks of this season, I'm going to lose my freaking mind. I think Carr is fine. Yeah, he pisses me off, but he also had those stretches where he completes 20 passes in a row. He does, dude. I don't know, man. I'm going to stay with it. I'm a big Carr supporter. I really think that dude's going to show up this season. I think that's what you're going to see is just more of that consistency of him marching down the field. And instead of these drives kind of sputtering out, it'll be like those drives where we just, every time, we're looking at a 10 to 12 play drive where we just march the field, and then every now and again you're going to see us go on a 2-play drive where we run once with Jacobs and then hit Ruggs deep for a bomb. And I'll take it, dude. I'll take that all damn day. Engel, Hunter Renfrow, Josh Jacobs, Ty Williams, Henry Ruggs all played some quarterback in high school. Have some trick plays this year. Already have about, yeah, dude, there's a ton we could do out there. All right, let me jump into Edwards real quick. If you guys follow this channel, man, you guys know how much I love this guy. I really think Edwards is going to go out there, and I'm not going to say he's going to put up crazy numbers, like crazy stats out there, but I really see Edwards going out there, and as far as the rookies are concerned, I see him putting up more touchdowns than any of these other rookies out there. I think he's going to be a major red zone threat for us. I think he's going to be a big first down threat for us out there, but I just don't know if he's going to get that much play time. Unless something happens with Tyrell Williams or something happens with Zay Jones, I don't see Edwards getting the play times that he deserves, but I see him slowly taking over that, we'll call it the number 2 spot at that point, receiver on this team. So I really like Edwards. I think he's going to be limited this season just because the depth that we have out there. But there's a chance he can get in there barring injury and just kind of make a big difference for us. But either way, I think you're going to see him in the red zone. I think you're going to see him and Witten on the field at the same time a lot together, and I really am going to enjoy seeing that. So let me know what you think about Edwards. I've talked that dude up a pretty good bit, so I just want to get your thoughts on him. Would trading either one down the line be a bad idea? Oh, I must have missed something there. Hang on. Mariota has the experience of taking down a good Chiefs team. Raiders Al, dude, I'm right there with you. Mariota has proven nothing to me. He beat the Chiefs once. There's a lot of people that have beat the Chiefs out there. Mariota sputtered out in a big fashion, and unless he can do something, I don't know. I don't want to see him taking this team over for no damn reason. Would trading either one down the road be ideal for quarterback? No, because I don't think you really get anything for Mariota, and if Carr ends up having a really good season, I don't think he's going anywhere. But I could still see, if Carr has a great season, I could still see him getting moved off this team for no other reason other than Gruden. Don't sleep on the Rocket Rashard. Dude, I love Jalen. I truly love Jalen. I'll give Bowden 300 yards in all 3 categories, rushing, receiving, and passing, 900 total. His plays are going to be big, critical ones. Dude, if that would be huge. Anthony, dude, if that ended up being his stat line for this season, I would be losing my mind. I'd be so damn happy about this. This defense is going to shut down Patrick, that little guy. Dude, I'm telling you, man. This defense right now has the speed, finally. I'm not going to say to keep up with that Chiefs offense, but to contain that Chiefs offense, and that's all you have to do because we can put up points against them. I know we can. If Bowden can make 1 or 2 big plays a game, that would be fire. It would be. But he's not going to make those 1 or 2 plays if he's only coming in 5 or 6 plays for the entire game. We have to figure out a way to get him consistently on the field so teams don't just start keying on him. If a team's starting quarterback goes down and comes calling for Mariota, what would you say and what would you expect for the trade? I really don't know if we would pull that trade just because we have our own injury concerns with Carr out there. But if we did, I really don't think you'd be seeing too much. I think maybe a third, like in the best case scenario, you'd be pulling a third for it. Good question, Mariota. Yeah, it's a tough one, dude. The offense and the defense will make plays, but it'll be consistent enough for them to win the playoffs and beyond, and it would continue for years. Yeah, dude, if we can, we're young enough. We have all these people under contract. If we can gel and put it together, this could be the start of something really special, Gorb. And I know you doubt it, and I don't blame you for doubting it because I have my own personal doubts about it. But I'm not going to sit here and just bash this team because I'm telling you, if this does work, man, we are going to light people up. Like, light them up. Ruggs and Renfrow will kill across the middle, and Ty Waller will get the big plays over the top. That would be big. I would take that, dude, but I do not. And Ruggs does, dude. He runs a lot of those little slants. That dude's going to get lit up once or twice this season, and I want to see how he reacts to it. I could see that happen if the Big Ten gets hurt again. Yes, dude. If Big Ben goes down, yes, totally. If Carr, I don't know. I don't know if Pittsburgh would call for Mariota. Mariota doesn't belong, and it's not in a town like Pittsburgh, dude. And I don't know if that would work, dude. I feel the Carr comments. I love my boy DC, but he's going to ball out. Dude, I'm telling you, man. I don't know. And everybody gets so pissed at me. You always say, give him one more shot. It's like, just give him year 3. Give him half a year 3 before you fully pass judgment on him. If he's sucking, if it's like week 7 or 8, and we're sitting there and we're like 3-5 or whatever, and you guys start ripping on Carr, dude, then yeah, I'll sit here and I'll say, well, let's see what Mariota has. Let's see what's going on. But I'm not gonna piss on this dude before he gets into his 3rd year, where he can really go out there and just start shredding some stuff out there. Everyone is sleeping on Bryan Edwards, but they won't after week 1. K, dude, I hope you're right, because I have talked that dude through the roof at this point. I want to see how much play time he's going to get out there. I know a lot of it's going to be in the red zone. I know he's going to end up getting a decent amount of, at least, chances to get touchdowns this season. So I hope you're right, Kate. I truly do. What if Big Ben goes down, the Steelers give us Fitzpatrick for Mariota and a 3rd? I mean, I would take it, dude. You would have to take it just to get that, but I just don't know, dude. I don't think Big Ben's coming back 100%, but I don't know what's going to end up happening with that team. Edwards' release is super underrated. It is, and I don't know, dude. I've seen a lot of tape on Edwards. I've watched a ton of footage on that kid. The only thing that I have about Edwards, which I really think might end up biting him on the NFL level, is he's incredibly handsy as far as breaking coverage to get away from the defender. He'll get that call in the NFL, especially wearing the silver and black jersey out there. That's my biggest concern about him. Yeah, Ed has been grinding too. Yes, he has. The late start will affect him the most. Slide him down the tight end. Linebackers and safeties will not be able to cover him. Mark, I actually love that because it would put him on the field in more situations. And even if he was our 4th or 5th wide receiver and our 3rd or 4th tight end, I think that would be a huge difference for him, and I would love to see that. What about Ngakoue? I'm still curious to see what happens. I really don't think we're going to pull, I don't know, dude. I've read some stuff that said that we're going to pull a big trade before this whole season kicks off. I don't know what it would be for. They were showing like a few different things out there. He could be a part of it, especially if the Clowney thing ends up falling through, just because we could end up sliding him around to play that linebacker. Plus, he could move up and play a little bit of that line if we needed him to. But really, I don't think we would need him to. I think he would pretty much solidify our 4-3 out there. So when does football start? I'm so tired of talking about it. Yeah, me too. But training camp is supposed to kick up, what is it, August 8th, I think? So, I mean, we're a couple weeks out from training camp actually getting together. I'm still curious to see if they're going to shrink the size. They're still talking about 75, 80 dudes. So, I mean, you're talking about 15 people being chopped off this roster before they even get into camp. Gord, I'm right there, dude. I'm right. I need some football in my life. People saying all the talent around Waller is going to drop his stats significantly, but I think it'll just create more mismatches for Waller. Yes, and that's what I'm really hoping for. And I think the same thing about, like, Crosby out there, like, oh, everybody's going to be keen on. No, dude, you surround them with more talent so that way they're not taking these double teams every time. Carr already has that chemistry. He can go out there and just light Waller up across the middle. Like, I could see Waller going out there and just exploding because they can't double team him. Or if they do try to double team him and then they start off double teaming him and then we just start wearing him out on the flares or cutting little underneath routes, and all of a sudden somebody jumps and Waller's just one-on-one and he's gone, dude. Was just gone. I would be cool with Yannick. Yeah, dude, I would be completely cool with Yannick. I just don't see if we're going to pull that off or not. Mariota simply doesn't fit the Steelers. No, he doesn't. Like, he truly, that's what I'm saying, dude. Mariota's not going to go into Pittsburgh out there. I don't care what they would offer the trade. They just wouldn't pull that trade. Plus, they got their 2 young rookies out, or not rookies, but they were rookies last season. I mean, they kind of look like trash, but you're throwing them into that division. A rookie's going to get ate up out there. Run Ruggs across the field a lot. Run the tight end across the backside. Yeah, I could see Edwards walking to the show, dude. I could see just a ton of crossing routes. More crossing routes than you would ever believe. I could see us moving a lot more motion on the line this season. Tanner Muse will be a factor. He will be in one of our sub packages, and he's a very, very smart. He complements Littleton, and he will become a household name along with Crosby. Go Raiders. Dude, welcome to the show, man. Yeah, well, let's jump into Muse. A lot of you guys have said that Muse might go in there and end up being that starting 4-3 to where he's that 3rd linebacker that we have out there. I still think at the start of the season, Morrow pretty much has that spot locked down. I think he'll do pretty good with it as long as Littleton and Kwiatkowski are healthy, but I think Muse is just chomping at the bit to get into that spot. I think you're going to see him a ton on special teams to start the season. I think you're going to see him in a lot of these rotational packages. If we start to get into like a bigger dime package, I think you'll see him out there. Or a bigger nickel package, I think you'll see him take that spot out there. But I'm very curious to see what happens with him. I know it's going to take him a little bit of time to adjust. Going from the safety to a linebacker at the NFL level, it's going to take that's a learning curve, dude. I don't care what anybody says. That is a huge learning curve. He's going to have to go ahead and make up for that. But I think Muse will be a major part of this team moving forward. I truly love that kid. Like, I really, really do. And I think that he can end up being that third linebacker for us, dude. I think him and White, if they can both progress and be the players that I think they can be, I really think that'll give us the depth we need at that linebacker position, and we will be so set at that point. So I know a lot of you guys are already high on Tanner Muse. We've talked him up a pretty good bit, but I just don't see him as a start. I don't know, no chance he's a starter, but he is. He's going to be in those packages, and he's going to be a special teams monster for us, so I will take that. The next one I wanted to talk about real quick, and this is actually probably the biggest addition that I see out there for us. John Simpson, dude. That dude, I'm telling you right now, if we end up pulling like a blockbuster trade or something, it's going to be because he's on this roster. If he goes out there and he plays to the caliber that he played in college, it's going to free us up to be able to trade Gabe Jackson. And that's the trade you'll see happen before the trade deadline or possibly before this season starts. I don't think you'll see anything too early just because we haven't got Simpson in there. That dude, it could be a difference maker, and he is young, and he could be the next star guard for us on this team. I loved everybody through this draft that we picked up, but this dude was by far one of my favorite picks throughout this thing. I hate seeing offensive line taken in the first round, but when you can get somebody like him in the, God, what was he, pick 109? So, I mean, he's still in the top 100 pretty much college players out there. That's crazy. I was so happy about that. So keep a close eye on him, dude. He's going to end up winning a starting job, whether it be Incognito going down or retiring after this year, or Gabe Jackson getting traded away. I could really see him taking over Richie's spot once he retires next year. But if he doesn't, either way, dude, Simpson being added is huge, like truly, truly huge. Muse is going to be a special team stud. Yes, he is. Yeah, look out for Waller, Ruggs, and Josh Jacobs this year on offense. Waller, that's the thing, dude. Everybody's going to be watching Waller. They're going to be keying on Josh Jacobs. They're going to be keying on that. These other dudes have to step up, dude. Waller's crazy good on screens. He always seems to work himself into just some wide open field, and I love that. And I still remember that it was a 2 tight end set last season. I forgot who we were playing against. But Foster just came on like a straight drag all the way across, but they flooded everybody to the right. He was just caught the ball, and he was the only person on the left-hand side of the field. And that's the kind of things that you're going to see drawn up this season that's really going to confuse teams, and we're going to light them up with that. Do you have a favorite rookie going into the 2020 season? I mean, it's kind of lame to go out there and say that it's John Simpson, but he's, as far as like being the biggest impact for us out there, I really think it's probably going to end up being, I mean, you got to say it's going to be Ruggs. If Ruggs can go out there and do what everybody's expecting him to do, and really I'm not only expecting him to get like 4 to 5 catches a game, but if he can get to the 80 catches this season, just getting 5 balls a game, and he can get to that, I'm not even going to say 1,000 yards, just like that 800 or 900 yard mark and put up 6 to 7 touchdowns, that is a monster rookie season for a wide receiver in the NFL, and it's going to set the tone for this entire offense out there. So, I mean, I'll go with Ruggs just because that's the playmaker, but in my heart of hearts, it's John Simpson, the big offensive lineman. Once Muse earns that linebacker job, our defense will be top 10, and yes, and it will be. And it's going to take him a little bit of time, but you are damn right about that, Anthony. Why don't we just make Nate Peterman the water boy? He's a great fit. Gruden loves him, dude. I don't understand. I'm not going to sit here and bash Peterman, but at the same time, the fact he's on this roster still kind of blows my mind. With all these additions, I think everyone's forgot about Josh Jacobs. RJ, dude, there is not a person in this world that has forgotten about Josh Jacobs. He should have been the rookie of the year last year, or offensive rookie of the year. There's the fact that he played through that injury and still put up the numbers that he did, and this team has only gotten better around him. I'm telling you, dude, that dude's going 1,300 yards minimum. Amik changed his number back to 21 instead of 41 like it was in college. I'll take that. 21, that's the number I played with all the time. Do you think they will use Ruggs in the slot at all this or a lot this year? It all depends on how much they use Zay Jones. I think the more Zay Jones plays, the more you're going to see Ruggs moved around. I honestly don't mind seeing Ruggs in the slot. I don't mind seeing Zay Jones in the slot at all. I think those two being interchangeable will be the setup to a lot of big plays for us, because I really like the thought of having Ruggs on the inside and then having Renfrow on the inside and just letting those two destroy the middle, and then putting Williams, really you could put Williams or Waller on the outside and then still have Zay Jones on the other side. That's mismatch city, dude. Like, truly mismatch city. Good old Mitch. Yeah, versus the slow slot corners. Yes, he would destroy that, dude. I can't imagine what kind of Philly-style plays Gruden's going to draw up with the QB room we have, plus the Joker. I'm just hoping he draws up something, dude. I just don't want to see that same offense again. This offense better be good, though. So much talent. Adam, what's up, dude? Welcome to the show. It damn well better be good. It better be more than the 6 plays coming out of 3 different formations that I sat through last season. Gruden needs to open this thing up. That was versus the Bengals. Foster had social distancing. That was versus the Bengals. Social distancing for days. Go ahead and put about 20 feet between you and everybody else. Clowney, Farrell, Crosby, and Collins in a NASCAR package on the passing downs. Defensive coordinators will have, they will have nothing but respect if we can pull that off. Simpson reminds us of a young Gabe Jack. He really does, dude. He truly does. Looking forward to seeing Bowden the most. Raider Rich, welcome to the show, dude. That's the thing. A lot of people are, and I think Bowden could end up being that dude is. Like, he could be the biggest difference maker out of all these rookies that are coming out this season, just because I'm truly expecting him to get, I'm not going to say more play time than Ruggs, but just be more involved in the offense instead of just kind of being stuck out there on the outside. So I'm really hoping that maybe Ruggs gets in the slot, gets a little bit more extra things like that. Ruggs and Jacobs will be the yin and yang. Watch, you can't stack the box or else. That'll be the biggest difference. That's the main thing I love about Ruggs, because the second they stack that box, they are screwed, and I will take that. They might play Ruggs in the slots when he's able to play against some linebackers. Dude, I'm telling you right now, if you get Ruggs on a linebacker, I don't care what linebacker it is in the league, they will go ahead and he will feast. He will feast all day. How do you have in your nickel package in the back end? Man, I've set that up a few different ways, but as far as the nickel goes, as far as starting that season off, just for argument's sake, let's just go ahead and say that Prince and Mullen are our starting corners out there. We'll say that you have Abram over there in the strong, you put Randall at the free safety, and you're pretty much just floating that nickel spot at the start of the season. I really see it being Joyner out there just because he knows the defense. I think Amik's going to be fighting hard for that job, but Nixon can play that nickel spot. Lawson can play that nickel spot. There's a reason we re-signed Lawson out there, because honestly, Lawson was looking a lot better in that nickel towards the end of the season than Joyner was. But I think Amik, and that's the last thing I was going to talk about, Amik's going to be fighting for a spot out there. Amik is undersized. I have given undersized safeties a ton of crap on this channel just because we play against some of the biggest and best tight ends in football in this division, so you have to have somebody that can go out there and match it. And I know Amik has done it at the college level, but going against one of the best college tight ends in football, and you're Amik Roberts, and you're sticking with them, and you're doing good, and you're like, oh man, I can do this, and then you go out there and you're playing against Kelsey and going against like Hunter Henry, you're going against these studs, dude. That dude coming out of Tampa, like, that dude's insane. That O.J. Howard dude. So it's a tough matchup for him. Robertson's going to be another one that's going to have to prove it to me, but we already have depth at that nickel spot, so I'll take that. I'll take that all day long. Hey, what's up, young man? Just followed you on Twitter. Good to follow you. Tired of dealing with all these troll so-called fans over there. I swear, I think the Chefs and the Bolts have fake accounts. Oh, Alex, what's up, dude? Welcome to the show, man. I promise you they do. I feel like next year I'll be confused sometimes when I see Corey makes a great tackle and then remember that he's wearing 42 and Carl Joseph has got, yeah, that will get you a few times until you see him just start leveling people. And I promise you that 42 will change in your mind incredibly fast. John Gruden better mix it up or won't be competitive with KC or a ton of other teams, dude. If not, the tail out, too many weapons, too much depth, new location, new coaches. On paper, we're too good. let's this, man, we have to make it true. This is the time where we have to make it true, or this whole team, not this whole team, but you're going to see like Carr get flipped off, and that's going to drastically change this entire roster. So I'm telling you right now, if we move on from Carr, you might have Mariota for the rest of the season, but that dude is not the future of the Vegas Raiders. There's zero chance of that. So there's going to be a little bit of shuffle, and then there's going to be like another year or two of rebuild, and that's the kind of stuff that's going to drive me insane out there. How much do you think Jonathan Abrams will do in his first full season? Do you see a slow start as a possibility? Abrams troubleshoots. Welcome to the show, dude. Abram plays at too high of a level to have a slow start. I could see Abram going out there and possibly hurting himself again, which would just destroy me internally, but I really think he's going to end up being okay. I think he's going to play a little bit smarter. I think you're going to see him not necessarily slow down, but just think a little bit more before he just drops his shoulder and dives in there. So we'll see what happens with it, but I'm expecting big things from him. I'm expecting him to drastically change the whole way that this defense looks. I'm excited for Bowden on punt returns. Field position can change the momentum of a game. Yes, it can change it dramatically. It can also win you games. That's one thing we are not able to do that often, was flip the field last year, and that was a big difference for us. This team will make some noise in the coming season. We have talent on both ends. We truly do, man. If we can put it together, move Joyner back to safety. I've heard a lot of people tell me that, dude. I don't know. Joyner, I just want Joyner to go out there and do something, just so I can stop talking about Joyner just blowing it last season. He's going to have better people around him. Dude needs to step up. He has to step up. Abram knows the defense. Yes, he does, and he has studied this defense. He's watched it in action. I'm not worried about Abram. I'm more worried about Randall than I am Abram. He stayed at the facility the whole season, even though he could not. Yes, he could, and he did. And that's the thing, dude. He was studying the whole damn time, so I will take that. All right, man. I got to get up and go to work tomorrow. But that's pretty much what I have for you guys tonight. Just wanted to break down these rookies. Wanted to get your guys' opinions on it. Thank you guys all so much for coming out in the comment section. You know I truly love that. Please click the like button on your way out. That truly just helps people see my videos, helps me grow a little bit. I'm still trying to ride that train to 2,000 out there. So that's pretty much what I got, guys. Until next time, I'm Sun Joku. Thank you all very much. We'll see you guys next time.